Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Before we get started, hi, my name is Teresa and I welcome you all to my channel. If you're new here and you like unboxings, you like getting ready with me with some scary ghost stories, I even do makeup try-ons on here, I do animal and nature clips, I do tongue twister Thursday, I do fun fact Friday, I do a walk into history, I do Monday Mess Ladies collab, and sometimes I do giveaways on this channel, and guys, I do more. I do random more than just beauty on this channel. Now if you're interested in all the content that I just said, then please reconsider hitting the subscribe button down here on the bottom. When you hit the subscribe button, there'll be a bell. And when you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I upload my new video. So today, guys, we are taking a walk into history. We are on number 10th state, and our state for this week is Georgia. Yes, we are going to learn a lot about Georgia with Georgia's bio, a little bit of history about Georgia, and the best part I like is three scary, spooky stories at the end, because ghosts can tell you a long story and more about what had happened back then. History has always been a part of me, and I've always been interested, and I love going to older homes. I like going to museums, forts, anything that has to do with history. I enjoy it a lot. And if all those walls could talk, those old walls, they could tell us a story too. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to start with, if you're new here, I start with the bio on the state of Georgia. Well, it will be for Georgia. It goes from nicknames, dog breed, trees, food, flower, um, whatever you can think of is what I wrote down. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started on the bio. All right, so the nicknames for Georgia is Peach State, Empire State of the South. The state mottos are wisdom, justice, and moderation. I like that motto. The state anthem is Georgia on My Mind, and I've heard of that song. That's pretty cool. The state capital is Atlanta. The state bird is a brown thrasher. The state dog breed, and it says adoptable dog. The state fish is a largemouth bass. The state flower is Cherokee rose. The state insect is a honeybee. The state mammal is a North Atlantic right whale. The state reptile is a gopher tortoise. The state tree is a southern live oak. The state food is grits and peach. The state fossil is a shark tooth. And the state gemstone is a quartz. So that is all the information I got from their bio. Very interesting on their bio. It was shorter than most of them. Some bios are long, but this one was pretty short. So now we're going to move on to the history part, and I always forget to tell you, after I do the history part, I will do the birthday for the state and then the three spooky ghost stories. But what I do with the history part is I just go through the paragraphs and I just piece every certain ones together, not to make it too long, so we can learn a little bit about Georgia's history. I'm hoping in the future that I can do more history on all the states, which I think would be very interesting. So the little bit of history that I found, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. And I found these very, very interesting. The province of Georgia was one of the 13 colonies that revolted against British rule in American Revolution by signing the 1776 Declaration of Independence. The state of Georgia's first constitution was ratified in February 1777. Georgia was the 10th state to ratify the Articles of Confederations on July 24th, 1778, and was the fourth state to ratify the United States Constitution on January 2nd, 1788. On February 5th, 1958, during a training mission flown by a B 47, a Mark 15 nuclear bomb, also known as the Tybee bomb, was lost off the coast of Tybee Island near Savannah. The bomb was thought by the Department of Energy to lie buried in silt at the bottom of Wassaw Sound. By the 1960s, the proportion of African Americans in Georgia had declined to 28% of the state's population. After waves of migration to the north and some migrations by whites, with their voting power diminished, it took some years for African Americans to win a statewide office. Julian Bond, a noted civil rights leader, was elected to the State House in 1965 and served multiple terms there and in the state Senate. And I thought a little bit of that history was very interesting, and you know, like it just it just blows my mind of what each state has done back then. So very interesting. I found that very interesting. Let me know in the comments if you did too. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part. This is the birthday for Georgia. So Georgia became the fourth state on January 2nd, 1788. So Georgia is our fourth state to become a state in the United States of America, and the birthday is January 2nd. So in 1788. So that's awesome. Their birthday will be coming up soon. All right. So last but not least, I have found three ghost stories. Some are sad, some are twisted, some are murders, some are mysteries. Just whatever, however you would piece it together, and I will give you my advice of what I think on these. But like I said, ghosts can tell you a big story about history and about back in the time and back in the day, you know, where times was different from times now. So let's go ahead and get started with our number one story. So this story is called The 1790 Inn and Tavern. Located on East President Street, this lovely inn is the oldest hotel in Savannah. It is a popular stop among many with an interest in history and even more so among paranormal experts. It's here that the spirit of Anne Powell, a young girl who fell to her death from room 204, continues to live. There are many different versions of what happened surrounding Anne's suicide, but all of them include the fact that she was around 17 years old and pregnant, whether by a sailor that came through town looking for a good time or a lost love. One thing remains constant. To haunt the inn, especially those who are sorry, and that I am so sorry. I lost my place. There I am. I'm so sorry. And I was right. Lost love, one thing remains constant, and that is Anne's lingering soul that continues to haunt the inn, especially those who stay in room 204. Reports include guests awakening to see Anne looking over them and then turning away in tears only to jump out the window. Other accounts including missing belongings, mostly women's undergarments, turning up in planters and behind bushes outside the building. And some guests felt that someone was touching their cheek, only to wake up and find no one there. Today, the 1790 Inn and Tavern requires guests staying in room 204 to sign a waiver. that they will not ask for their money back. Although most who stay there today are ghost hunters who actually request this room in the hopes of running into Anne. Now, I find that story very, very sad. If I were to experience or stay in room 204 and happen to experience with Anne, I would feel a lot of sadness. I wouldn't feel scared, but I'd feel really bad for her and very sad. Considering she was only 17 years old and pregnant, and and it's just heartbroken that she had to take her life at such a young life. So to me, that was a very sad story. I didn't think it was scary at all. So I think it would be very, very interesting to stay in 204. I'd take a trip down to Georgia. All right, moving on to number 2 story. And this one's called The Old Pink House. A Georgian style mansion built in 1771. The Old Pink House is an elegant restaurant located in Savannah's historic district on Reynolds Square. Originally the home of Joseph Habersham Jr., who built the house and lived in it until he died in 1802. Today, the Old Pink House is known for its Southern style cuisine with a modern twist. Yet it is its residents of ghosts that draw the attention of ghost enthusiasts from around the country. The most often seen apparition is that of Habersham himself, who is said to appear mostly between October and March. Others have been spooked by the sight of a man dressed in revolutionary style clothing sitting at the end of the bar, only to disappear when people turn their backs on him. The ghosts of slave children are perhaps the most disturbing sights for many folks. These mischievous apparitions are said to have locked patrons in the downstairs bathroom. Waitresses at the restaurant encourages the guests to use the upstairs restroom. Those little tricksters. So that's very interesting of the little pink house, of the old pink house. Um, is to me that would be kind of spooky. I don't know, because I would have people around me though. I don't think it would be that bad, um, but those little tricksters, those kids locking you in the bathroom, be like, "What the heck's going on?" How can they even lock unless they lock it from inside? I mean, I don't know. That was a very, very interesting story. All right, so we're moving on to our last story, which is number 3, and this one is called The Serency Ghostlight of Appling County. Let me reread that again. The Serency Ghostlight, Appling County. The Serency Ghostlight is a story of tragedy and a heartbreak. One night, more than a half century ago, after a heated argument between a husband and wife, the wife ran blindly out of the house and down the neighboring railroad tracks. She was hit and killed by an oncoming train. It is said that you can still see a light miles away from the lantern of the ghost husband trying to find his dead wife. Some have even spotted a woman with long blonde hair walking the tracks in the middle of the night, crying. And I thought that one was really, really sad too. You could feel a lot of sadness in this story too. Him losing his wife due to an argument, a freak accident. Just really, really, really sad. All right, guys, that was my last story. Let me know in the comments if you've heard any of these stories before. Have you been to any of these places? Let me know. I'm going to have to let you guys go now, and I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit of history about Georgia, which I know I did. The bio and the birthday and the little ghost stories. I enjoy learning about each and every one of our states. I am proud to be an American, and I'm glad to live in America. Um, and it's just, like I said, history's always been a part of my life. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I hope everybody stays blessed. And I hope everybody stays safe, no matter where you are, no matter where you're at. Please stay safe. And I'll be seeing you all in my next video. Thank you for stopping by, and you have a great day. Thank you.